Hello, and welcome to Setups, Payoffs, and Reversals, the podcast companion to the book that I wrote, Setups, Payoffs, and Reversals. From Lethal Weapon to Play Dirty, it's the films of Shane Black. This podcast covers all the films with friends of mine, and this episode is another episode of The Nice Guys. So nice, we did it twice. This time, the guest is my teammate from Bitchin' and Putty, and a teacher we improv. It's Wayland McQueen. So I hope you like this episode. We talk quite a bit about improv as well as the film, and the book is available. So check it out. Get it at weimprov.org or anywhere you pick up books. Thanks for listening. Welcome to Setups, Payoffs, and Reversals, the podcast companion to the book I just wrote. Well, I didn't just write it, but it's just now available. I'm Jake Jabor, and this is a podcast about the films of Shane Black to celebrate the book about the films of Shane Black. And I do this intro almost never the same. This episode is about the nice guys. And what better nice guy to have than LA comedian and best friend, Wayland McQueen. Hi, Wayland.
Hi, Jake. That was a nice intro. That was a very nice introduction.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I'm doing all right, you know. Happy to talk about this movie.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We're right in between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
So this is a little holiday downtime. Did you have a nice Christmas? Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I went home. I was in Iowa. It was unseasonably warm.
Oh, okay.
I ate too much.
I see somebody behind you opening.
Is there someone?
Door.
Oh, because the cat's getting in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So is it all right if Scully, the cat, makes an appearance?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
We love Scully.
Yeah.
Cats are welcome. Mike Leffingwell's cat made an appearance.
Oh, great.
Midge is on my lap right now. Like,
wonderful.
Refusing to put in any effort to stay on my lap. So just her body is like slinking onto the ground.
How was your Christmas? You were in New York City, weren't you?
I was in New York City. We got snow. I had a white Christmas in New York City.
That's perfect.
I've never been in New York in the winter. So I got to see the tree. And the Macy's window displays are all toys displays. And the Saks Fifth Avenue light display on the side of the Saks Fifth Avenue shop.
Was it cool?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. New York really does Christmas well. I feel like in LA you can find fun pop-ups and stuff, but it's not like the city is very Christmassy.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah, the bridges were lit up green and red, so that was cool.
Oh.
So it's kind of odd, I'm going to segue here, that Shane Black puts so many movies in LA and Christmas.
Yeah.
Because now that I've seen a Christmas city, it's oh yeah, that's not something that gets LA is known for outside of his movies. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
That's a good point. This movie ended on Christmas.
That's right. You know what? I forgot that it ends on Christmas.
Yeah.
And it ends with Russell Crowe getting back on or falling off the wagon.
Yeah, which is seemed played as a positive.
Yeah. He's drinking again.
Yeah, that he's drinking and miserable and hates. But he's got a new friend.
So I reached out to people asking them to do films. You said this one. Well, do you remember seeing it for the first time?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out in the theater.
Me too. You went to go see it in the theater?
Yeah. I don't remember which one.
Was it a Shane Black movie?
I honestly didn't really know who Shane Black was.
Okay. This is great.
I mean, I did someone was like, "Oh, cool, it's Shane Black's new movie," and I was like, "Who's Shane Black again?" at the time, and they told me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty good credentials."
Pretty good credentials.
Yeah.
So what factors led you to go see it?
Oh man, that's a really good question because it came out in 2016, so this is 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm guessing at the time, either A, someone that I liked was like, "You want to go see this movie?" I
Yeah.
was like, "I'm not opposed," or B, I mean, it is like I'm sure it had an attractive trailer. Like,
The trailer is one of the best trailers of all time.
yeah. So I'm guessing that I was intrigued by it had I seen the trailer because, first of all, I love the aesthetic. The production design is amazing. So I'm already in. An LA movie, I'm already in. And Gosling, I'll tell you the truth, not a big Russell Crowe fan.
Okay.
So he was not a draw for me. But this movie turned me around.
Wow. Not a big Gladiator fan?
I didn't see Gladiator for the first time until like a month ago.
Oh, okay. Did that change your feelings on him?
Eh. I think Gladiator was best seen at the time.
Yes. 1999, right? I think. Is it night or
It might be 2000.
might be? Yeah, I think you're right. 2000.
Yeah.
Okay, so not a big Russell Crowe fan.
Mm-hmm.
But you like him in this?
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
And you like the aesthetic. Do you like
Mm-hmm.
LA movies?
Since I moved to LA, they're really fun because it's fun to see. Like, I grew up in a small town in Iowa, so I never saw anything that I was familiar with on the screen.
Yeah.
And so it's like I like now watching LA movies because it's like, oh hey, yeah. Like, that where LA is like a big part of it.
Did they ever film anything in your town or in Iowa?
In my town, no. They filmed part of the movie about Schmidt in Nebraska because what's his name? Alexander Payne.
Yeah.
Is from Omaha.
Yeah.
And I grew up close to Omaha. And so part of it was shot in this little town called Nebraska City. And like a bunch of people I knew like drove over to watch it.
Okay, cool.
But I think that's the closest anything ever. Like Field of Dreams was shot in Iowa, but that's like 4 hours away from where I was from.
Oh, okay.
And I was a small child.
Yeah. They shot it, but you did not come.
Yeah.
The Field of Dreams joke.
Yeah, it's a great Field of Dreams joke.
They shot Phantoms in Georgetown, which is the town over from the town I grew up in.
Phantoms?
Yeah, Ben Affleck. It's like the 90s, like, I guess kind of like horror movie.
Whoa.
There was a period in the 90s where like the trend was undefinable sort of mystical creature, the relic.
Oh yeah.
Mimic, I think might have been one. I think it all kicked off with Species, maybe.
Species 2 had the kiss, right?
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
But Phantoms, there's a joke in Jay and Silent Bob where they're like, Phantoms was the bomb, yo. And that was a big deal in my hometown that they shot Phantoms there. But otherwise, same thing. I love LA shot stuff now.
Yeah.
And even this one, which is set in like 70s LA, they like, you can see, I think, the Hollywood Tower in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the Felix the cat.
Oh yeah. Have you
sign.
seen it in real life?
I think that, I don't know if it still exists, but I think it does. It's like by USC.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a great LA movie. So
it's a great, even though it was shot in Georgia.
Yeah.
Should we not have said that? Should we have kept it?
No.
But it is a great LA movie. It's like, yeah.
So you went and saw it in the theater. I saw it in the theater too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you leave going like, good time? Like, what was your out of the theater reaction?
I loved it. Like I was like, that was incredible. I didn't think it would be that funny. I didn't think it would be that good. Like,
yeah.
Well, with like action movie, like again, I didn't know like Shane Black's reputation, and also had he not made a movie in a while before that?
Well, he made Iron Man 3.
Oh, right, that's right, yeah, which I did not see.
Yeah, and they weren't really going like, "Hey, Shane Black," it was like, no, but me and like a handful of people were like, "Cool, he's doing Iron Man 3." I think most people were going because it was Iron Man 3.
The Shane Black draw wasn't there.
Not huge. And then before that, it was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So it was like, he hadn't made a movie. Yeah, pretty sporadic.
Yeah, I remember walking out being like, "That was awesome," and like, not to sound like super cliche, but like the original, like just seeing like an original IP story, like it's like you talk about the 90s. I feel like we were spoiled with 80s and 90s action movies that had all these like crazy plots, or like, we're just like, what is this? And it didn't really matter as long as it was like fun to watch.
Yeah.
And so like it really brought back to that. Even I don't think it was just nostalgia though. I think it was legitimately good, and their chemistry is great. I really, really loved it the first time I saw it.
That I agree with you. That the chemistry is it is so good, and Shane Black is really good at. Or I don't know how much credit to give him or the casting or whatever, but it's like he writes scripts that lend themselves to good chemistry, and they always get good chemistry, like performers in, like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and The Long Kiss Goodnight and Lethal Weapon. Like those movies, I don't know if they work if the chemistry's not there.
It's got to be him if he has that many, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. The whole time writing the book, I was like, Shane Black's awesome. Black, and then I'm like, there are other people who help make the movie. Like this even has a co-screenwriter. Like, So I do sort of like tip my hat to all the collaborators, but it's like you can kind of see his fingerprints on it, in a way. So you mentioned the plot. Do you feel like I wouldn't do this because I'm almost done with this podcast, and I think it would be like a shitty Fallon bit. But do you feel like you know what the plot is of that movie?
I mean, like I know what happens in the movie, but like he doesn't. I watched it. I rewatched it last night, so I'm fresh.
Oh, great.
And I was talking to Heather, and I was like, "You're like an hour in, and you're like, how did they get here?" Like it just starts with like two people looking for one person each.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then all of a sudden you're like talking to the Department of Justice, uncovering like a huge plot. Like it's like, but it's so weird how you should just be like, come on, like these two guys are doing this. Yeah. But no, like at no time was I actually like, if you think about it, then you had to think about like this is, but I don't know what the plot is, because at the end there's like no resolution. I mean, there's kind of a resolution, but like nothing is really different for anybody other than they have friends. They have their friends now, and maybe the daughter respects him more.
Yeah, I love that. Every single one of his movies, like, admittedly, if I wasn't doing it, watching it for an eye to sort of like write about it or talk about it, I think even after seeing them this many times, I'm always like, oh yeah, this is about the auto industry, like but
also the porn industry. Like,
yeah. And Margaret Qualley wasn't like a household name at that point.
No.
And because it starts with him like Russell Crowe like beating up that guy who's like sort of like dating a teenage girl. then Ryan Gosling like is lying about a missing woman. It's like I didn't even really know who Amelia was. Like I was like, I don't is that that like and is she even now it's kind of like, wait, why are they looking for her? Because Ryan Gosling's character was hired to find Misty Mountains, who's dead. And he's sort of like stringing the old lady along, but Russell Crowe needs him because he used to be a police officer and Russell Crowe just doesn't want to move where he lives. Like it makes it so convoluted, and every one of his plots are like, wait, what's happening? But it never matters. Like if there are plot holes, I don't notice them and I don't care. Like
that's all those justifications you just talked about made perfect sense to me when I was watching it. When you're saying it now, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I'm watching, I'm like, oh yeah, he's like a badass guy that doesn't want to move. He likes his house or likes his apartment.
Yeah, his apartment above a comedy club. And he's got all those yoo-hoos. And
because someone the daughter gave him a yoo-hoo and he was like, I like yoo-hoos.
And then gets a case of yoo-hoos.
Yeah.
Caroline and I were in New York and we saw a cooler in a store we were getting breakfast in, and there was a yoo-hoo, and I can't remember, but she pointed out two other movies. Oh, The Family Man, Nicolas Cage is drinking a yoo-hoo. And then she had another one, and she's like, yoo-hoo is always the drink that a man who like isn't happy with his life is drinking. And it's like, yoo-hoo is paying for that spot. So yoo-hoo is kind of like, yeah, we know who our target audience is. Like it's like Russell Crowe, whose wife left him for his dad, is like, I like yoo-hoo.
But isn't that kind of brilliant though? Because like you wouldn't think in a vacuum like manly drink is water, chocolate water, but they like made this thing like okay for like he's drinking it, I could drink it, like so it's not like weird for like a dude in the Midwest to grab a yoo-hoo because of the
You're
movie.
Absolutely right. Yeah, whoever is in charge of that is brilliant, because they can't make like Vin Diesel and the Fast and Furious gang all like cheers yoo-hoos like that. But they can't go like, this guy's been through some shit and sort of hates his life. He'll drink a yoo-hoo. And then a guy watching it goes like, yeah, a yoo-hoo.
It is a nice little treat for my terrible life. I bet if someone in the Fast and Furious world quit drinking,
they'd give him a yoo-hoo.
They'd give him a yoo-hoo. Or a Corona Zero. I don't know.
Yeah, probably a Corona Zero.
Yeah, they got that on lock.
Okay, so you loved it coming out. Did you? You're somebody who I associate with kind of like doing a deep dive on topics that interest you. Did you do any like, oh, what were or this is Shane Black, what were the other movies, or did it have any sort of like did it influence you in any way?
I didn't. Well, I mean, yeah, I do research after every movie that I like or don't like or anything I watch. Like when Heather and I first started dating, every time we watched a movie, I would get on. She'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'm just reading about it." And so now she's like, "Okay, you need your like 20 minutes to read about this movie." And so I must have done that then. I did it last night, even though I've seen it like 3 or 4 times. Yeah. And the thing about it is it never leads to anything. Like I liked it and I was like, I should watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And I didn't. I still haven't seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or any Lethal Weapon movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or a Long Kiss. I haven't seen like almost any other Shane Black movie.
Yeah.
Even though I like this one and like I know that people that I like you know what I mean? Like, I bet I would like Lethal Weapon. Like, there's no, but like,
Yeah.
it usually just leads to me like knowing more about it, so then I can talk to someone about Shane Black
Yeah.
as if I had seen the movies. But instead, it's just me having researched like the movie and Shane Black and his history and everything.
In reading about it, did anything stand out to you?
It said that like he was trying to get it made for a while, I guess, like before Iron Man 3, and at one point it was going to be a pilot.
Yeah.
And then somehow it got to both Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, and they both were like, "Oh well, if the other guy's doing it, I'll do it." And he said, like within 3 days of them getting the script, like the movie was greenlit. After, yeah, and Ryan Gosling even said that like when he was reading it, he was like, before he even knew Russell Crowe got the script, he was like, "Oh, this is Russell Crowe."
Really?
And so I think, well, I was like, so I was like, I don't even know if they knew each other, and I was like, that's cool though if they were both like, that other guy would be great in this.
Yeah.
So I always like that kind of thing, especially when it pans out, when they're just both like, "I'll do this."
Yeah. I didn't know that part. I knew that he'd been working on it for a while, and it had jumped time periods. Like for a while, it was like a sex tape, like in modern day, and that it was going to be a pilot, and CBS didn't want. CBS like frowned at the idea of a dad putting his daughter in the trunk of a car, like when she hides in the trunk of a car in the.
Well, he didn't put her in there.
Her, and then he like closed.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they were like, "We can't do that," and so they were like, "Well, we're not going to take it here." Like, which I think, especially now with CBS sort of just becoming like a mouthpiece for the government, it's very funny that they're like, "We're CBS. We can't have a dad put a daughter in a trunk," and then it's like. And he was like, "Well, that's the story I want to tell," and then got made anyways. And then they became an organization that's like, we'll just say whatever the like president wants us to say.
Yeah.
So I thought about that a little bit. Yeah, I'm so glad it's a period piece. I think it's like so fun in that regard. I kind of talk about it's like it's a movie that like sort of pedal like, you know, I think Ryan Gosling says something where he's like, "I make my money off of Rumpy Pumpy," or whatever. He's like, "That's what my wife called it, but she was British."
Oh yeah.
And it's like the movie kind of operates in this sleazy space, but everything looks so colorful, and it doesn't feel like a sleazy movie, even though it is about the porn industry and murder and stuff like that. It's like bright and colorful, and it's taking place at a time in LA where smog was this huge problem. And I just really like it kind of for that reason, that it doesn't seem to romanticize the 70s or the past, but does kind of like doesn't go the distance to be like everything is filthy and disgusting. Like it's very aesthetically pleasing for a movie that's sort of like, yeah, peddling in kind of like these seedy areas.
That's a really good point, because like they're both sleazy guys.
Yeah.
But like even that comedy club wasn't like a sleazy comedy club. There was like a big line outside and like a bouncer, and like Ryan Gosling's house was nice.
Yeah.
Like Russell Crowe's even like, "You afford this on your salary?" And like, that's a really good. They don't like go to any sleazy place, because even the one place where they shot the porn was burned down.
Right.
And the party was like a glamorous party.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're never. And then they went to the Burbank Hotel, but that it wasn't like sleazy. It was just like a hotel.
Yeah. I love that you pointed out that they're like my sort of one of my I guess like arguments or takes on it is that they're like not like the nice guys is ironic. Like they're not good guys. They're
Yeah.
Well, one of them beats people up for money and the other one cons old ladies out of money. Like they're
And is like an alcoholic and a bad dad.
Yeah.
Like he loves his daughter, but he's not a good dad.
No, when he asks, like, am I a terrible person? She goes, yeah. And he's like, you don't even want to think about it? Like, and I think they're so charming, the actors, but it is like, I get defensive about this a little bit because when I went to see it in the theater, I loved it. And I told the person I was dating at the time that, like, I think I just saw my new favorite movie. Like, this is so great. And then somebody, the person who I was dating, her friend came over and was like, I just saw the most sexist, misogynistic, like awful movie, The Nice Guys. And I was like, what? And she's like, they're slut shaming and there's like a dead topless woman on a car and like describing all that stuff. I was like, like, man, I didn't clock any of that. And this was like 2016 where at a time where it was like, you should be clocking this stuff. And I got very like self-conscious and had a little bit of shame around it. And so I don't disagree with those points, but I'm also like, it's not the good guy. Like they're
not supposed. Yeah.
You're not supposed to identify with them.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of at the end, I was like, you're confused.
Yeah.
You're like, they were going after a noble cause, but also like 90% of it was driven by money, especially with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Like a small part was making his daughter proud.
Yeah.
And a small part of Russell Crowe's was doing the right thing for once because the only time he felt good was that when he saved that diner thing.
Yeah.
But it's like and then they go like, right. And then like Russell Crowe is like kind of worse off because he starts drinking again.
I know.
Like they're not, I mean, you know this, I love asshole characters and I love like, cause I think it's so funny to be the bad guy. Cause the point is that you're laughing at them.
Yeah.
And you're laughing at Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe the whole time.
Yeah.
Or like, and I know it's like, I get what the friend was saying because like, yeah, they are sexist, but like, that's how these people were in the 70s. Like,
yeah,
like not, I don't like, it feels weird to defend it because I am a guy and like it is sexist and there's like all this blatant and it's Shane Black. So like, but like, it is like, at no point was I ever like, I want to be like these guys.
Right. And I think that is like a huge, like, I don't know if it's huge, but I think his movies, if you're not somebody who's watching them regularly, they sort of all get kind of lumped together. And it's a little bit like, another movie where it's like, oh, the like girl gets killed and the guy goes on a revenge thing and nobody has any dimensionality. And it's like, I don't think that this movie fits that. Like, I think in the thumbnail on Netflix or whatever, it's probably like, if you like The Nice Guys, you like these. And it's probably associating a lot of those movies.
Yeah.
But I remember when we went and I saw Riddick in the movie theater, which is the Vin Diesel movie about, those like aliens that live at night.
Yeah.
You know it.
I haven't seen it, but I know it.
Yeah.
Pitch Black, was that the first movie?
He turns a lesbian. Like there's a a lesbian throughout the whole movie, and then he like she like falls for Vin Diesel, and it's like, good Lord.
Whoa.
And I could see somebody being like, that's all the same trash. And I'm like, I think that this movie is actually a little bit more like, let's follow around these dirtbags. And at the end of the day, they're still dirtbags. They just kind of did one little nice thing. And for me, that's an entertaining story. Like, I don't need to see the protagonist of the movie do everything right. It's
or like a redemption arc every time, or to see like a redemption arc every time.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're a little bit better, and they're kind of just still. It's like it's a fun hang. It doesn't make me feel bad.
I don't even know if they're a little bit better. I think that they just feel better because they can at least look back at their lives and said they did one good thing, which is kind of the point. Like neither of them really had that before.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point. You're right. And it's like, this isn't the Bourne Legacy or whatever, where it's like, he like defeated the criminal enterprise. It's like they got the film, and then Congress was like, we're gonna fire Kim Basinger's character or whatever, but that's it. And like Ryan Gosling is like calling her a Nazi or whatever, and it's like it's just, I think it's great. It's such a fun hang, but it isn't like I mean, it doesn't have to be anything or do anything to enjoy it, but it's also like sometimes movies where it's like you're hanging out with, like, I like Uncut Gems, but Uncut Gems is not a movie I can watch a bunch because it stresses me out, and he's not a good person in a way that, like, yeah, makes me uncomfortable. And I don't think like these guys are making me like, yeah, it's okay to be a dirtbag or whatever. It's just like I'm watching it, like when they throw that body over the fence and it lands on that dinner. That's like one of the best gags of all time. And it's just fun. It's just like these guys are dumb. They're dumb, and whoever wrote it is a smart guy writing very dumb people. And I love that. It's like,
but they're also like not entirely dumb because they're both good enough at their jobs to have homes.
yes,
you know what I mean? Like, and like we see that Ryan Gosling is an okay detective.
Yeah. He's able to, like, when he takes the money from Russell Crowe and then it's like, oh, they go to the protest or whatever, and it's like, this is their protest. And he's like, okay.
How do you know she's here?
He's like, because it's her protest. Like, it's just, I obviously this podcast and the book and everything is like just trying to celebrate a thing I like. But there's a little bit of, for me, sort of going like, I think this movie is underrated, not just because it kind of came and went, but also because it gets kind of like, it's like, oh, this is like a buddy cop movie. And it's like, it's not at all, really.
No,
at all.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's, part of me sometimes is like, if these guys are sleazebags and they were adults in the 70s, you're not going to, by the end of the movie, being like, they're not going to learn that, they're not going to be like 2010s woke by the end of this movie, regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to blame product of their times. I understand the argument of like, we've seen this enough, we don't need to see it anymore. But like if those are the characters you want to show,
yeah,
like it wouldn't be the same movie if they were like actual nice guys that just are down on their, like a Rocky movie, which I also love. But it's like, yeah, it's these guys who hated themselves now did something so they don't have to hate themselves.
Yeah.
And maybe they learned a little bit, but at the end of the movie, they're still going to con someone.
I know.
But now maybe the daughter gets her house back. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think you sort of summed up why it's like, we can't have him put his daughter in the trunk. And it's like, well, then I can't make this here. Because that's like, yeah, it's a terrible thing to do, but that's the story I'm telling. Like, and I think it goes a long way. Like Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, sort of tricky because they're so charming and charismatic that you're like, yeah, and then you kind of sit with it and you're like, Ryan Gosling mostly gets drunk and falls downhill. Like
that's what like I love this movie. I'm with you. I think it should I can't believe it kind of came and went the way it did.
Yeah.
But like I was watching it this time and I was loving it and I love Ryan Gosling's character, but I was like, stop drinking, dude. I was like getting mad at him. Like, and I was like, because even at the end, he has a flask. And I think we're so conditioned to be like, oh, he's not going to drink for this one.
Yeah.
But nope.
Yeah. It's awesome. I like it comes full circle. It has a really great payoff that he like wakes up in that tub and he's got it written on his hands that like you will never be happy.
Oh yeah.
And it's smudged and it says you will be happy. It doesn't say you are happy.
No.
It's just kind of like, yeah, man.
This might be the first step.
Yeah.
By 1990, maybe they're happy.
Did you watch it with Heather?
Yeah.
What did Heather think?
She loved it. She didn't think she'd seen it, but then like the first 15 or 20 minutes of the movie, she was like, I think maybe I've seen this. Okay. She didn't really remember it, but she loved it. She was like, afterwards, she was like, that was fun. And I was like,
fun.
That's like, and like I said, like I am like like something about like, I think it's like better to laugh at people that are assholes than to, not better, but like, it's like, that's why like when I do improv, I play assholes a lot because it's like, I'm making fun. This is the weird thing.
Right.
It's weird to be an asshole like this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it fun to watch because like you said, like as long as you're not like, these are great guys, you're just like, it's like watching Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is an asshole.
It's true. Bugs Bunny is an asshole. Yeah, it's the weird thing. I think that's a good way of putting it. Of like, I think he does it better. Like, my movies are on a shelf behind the monitor, so I just caught the spine of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is a movie I really like. But I don't think Quentin Tarantino does half as good a job at preserving the assholes. Like that movie, he like makes them heroes.
Yeah.
And it's like, these guys aren't heroes. One of them is maybe guilty of murdering his wife. Like,
yeah, that is a good, yeah. Because usually they do end as heroes, but even they pull the rug immediately underneath it when the nice guys were the heroes.
Yeah.
But he's a hero to his daughter.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
It's really nice. And I think those moments, it always feels that, to borrow an improv term that I don't love, but it always feels earned, where it's like Russell Crowe kills Blueface, and then the next time he has a chance to kill a guy, he doesn't do it because of Ryan Gosling's daughter. And it's like, yeah, that's a pretty low bar to not kill a guy. But that's like, that is like, that feels earned to me. That feels like we didn't save the world. We didn't save the day even, really.
Yeah.
But like, change is possible.
You just didn't murder somebody.
Yeah.
And maybe next time we'll think twice about murdering someone.
Yeah. I also love all the, I mentioned this, but I love the accidental violence in this movie, where it's like the guy on stilts gets shot. Like the woman in the apartment across from Russell Crowe's gets shot. It's
so crazy that they never follow up on that. Just like normally in a movie, a woman gets shot and that's like part of the plot. And it's just like a thing that happens.
Yeah. It's just like, there's like a authenticity. Not that I need authenticity, but it's like he's playing in a genre of action movies, but sort of going like, well, there's a little, I'm now leaning full improv, but it's like, if this is true, then what else is true? There's a little of like, if you're just firing a gun, people are going to get hit by it. Like, not just the bad guys. It's like people get shot. And it made it like every time it happens, I'm like, but it's like, yeah, well, these morons are running around firing guns in public spaces. Like,
Yeah, like none of them are like. I mean, I guess it said that Ryan Gosling is in the military, but like, if you're fighting over a gun, that gun's gonna go off.
yeah,
Like, we both love John Wick, and part of it is how slick it is. But like, I think, this is like, nothing against John Wick, but this is like the other side of it, where it's like, well, what if the people that were doing all this were just like barely competent,
yeah,
but are like competent enough to continue with what they're going. But it's like, yeah, nothing's going to be perfect. Like Russell Crowe destroys his own apartment.
yeah.
Like
the apartment he wants to stay in. He
just
destroyed.
And it's like, and it's just like, that's, I think, what feels fun. I think you're right. That was what feels fun and it feels earned. It's just like, if this is true, what else is true? These are the consequences.
It's, you brought up John Wick, and I think I'm probably repeating myself, but like, they are the two ends of the spectrum of what I like in a movie. And the overlap, or what they share, is like, they're both very well choreographed. And John Wick is choreographed in a way that's like, whoa, like, this is so fun to watch. It's one take. And then The Nice Guys is well choreographed, and it's like, all right, we need Ryan Gosling to open the stall door, drop the cigarette, pick the cigarette up, drop the gun, pick up the gun, drop the cigarette, kick the door open. And it's like the same sort of thought of choreography, but in a way that makes him look like a dude.
Yeah. And at the end, when he's going down the escalator and he like jumps on the table and the table flips up and he falls down, it's like, yeah, like, it's like, wait, of course that's what would happen.
Yeah, there's so many of those scenes where it's like, this is choreographed. It looks like a guy being an idiot, but this has the same thought process of like, well, if this happened, then this would happen, and this has to happen, in a way that's like very satisfying. But you don't go like, oh, you should watch this movie. It's got all this cool like choreograph. But I remember the trailer has that shot of the two of them going over the roof and Ryan Gosling falling into the pool and Keith David splatting on the.
And that was in the trailer?
Yeah, they had a Red Band trailer.
Whoa.
And I was like, that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And like, I keep borrowing this. It must have been a blog post or something, but somebody was like, there are about 5 shots in that trailer that I've never seen, where where they poke their head out of the elevator and that guy gets shot, and then they go in the elevator and then he falls out the window. It's like,
oh, like behind him.
Yeah. It's, I think, I can't remember. I was listening to some podcast and I can't remember who they were talking about. It might have been like George Miller with Mad Max or whatever, but they're like, you're never unsure of where you are in the action. Like, he does a really good job of making you know where everything is and what's happening. And this movie just does it on a much smaller scale, where it's like, you kind of have tunnel vision for what you're seeing, but they make you aware of the stuff that's like happening on the scenes, where it's like, oh yeah, that guy fell out the window, or they push that body over the fence, and it's like, there's a family on the other side of it. Like,
yeah, there's something on the other side of that fence. It's not just
the whole movie is kind of like, you're watching this movie, but it's gonna like spill into, like, if it was a comic book, stuff would spill into other frames that feels just very fun.
That's interesting, because I was thinking last night when I was watching, I was like, oh, this movie is like full of non sequiturs, but it's not.
Yeah.
For the reason you just said, it's just stuff that you don't normally think about in a movie because you don't need to know about that stuff in a movie, so they don't show it.
Yeah.
But all of the stuff that seems like a non sequitur is like, yeah. And I mean, some of the conversations are non sequitur that are great in like the way of like when they get in these little arguments or whatever, or correct each other.
Yeah.
But then again, these are two people that aren't friends. Like, this is what's gonna happen.
At all. They're not friends at all.
No.
Yeah, when she's like, why is he outside? And he's like, we don't let animals in the house. Like, it's really great.
Yeah. Did you ever see Barry?
Yeah.
It like kind of reminds me of Barry.
Yeah.
Like, especially, well, I don't want to spoil it for anyone for anyone that's seen Barry, but you know what I'm talking. There's that scene when he goes to that person's house and it's like that suburban thing,
Yeah.
like, or that episode. Like, for some reason, like I hadn't seen Barry until recently, so I saw Nice Guys first, but now watching it's kind of the same thing. And Barry obviously is like very skilled, that's his whole deal, but it's like also like a lot of stuff in that show happens that's like not the perfect, like like you see the consequences of things where you're like, now I had to deal with this, or like now this is going on.
I don't know if this is the scene you're talking about, but when I think of Barry, I think of that they like cut to a couple like having a conversation at the dinner table, and then like outside their glass door, sliding door or whatever, like Barry runs through the yard and all those dogs are chasing him.
That's not what I was thinking of, but that fits what I was talking about. Yeah.
I love that stuff. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like an attention to detail or something that is I guess it makes it feel, even though it's all fake, it makes it feel a little real, where it's kind of like, yeah, this story we're telling is gonna be colored outside the lines a little. Like,
I mean, I think we spend so much time. I don't, yeah, no, we've already talked about improv too much, but of course we were going to, but like we spend so much of our time saying like everything in the scene needs to feel like a regular scene, like the inevitable, like the thing.
Yeah.
And so I think because that's what attracts us about improv, or the kind of improv we like to do, that makes sense too. Where if it was a complete fantasy world, it's not going to have the impact of, like, think about, like, I watched movies a lot and think about like, what if this was an improv scene, and an improv scene would be so successful if there was like a assassin going on, and then someone on the other side of the stage was like the table at the restaurant being like, what do you think's going on over there? You know what I mean? Like, so I think there is something about like, it is more realistic, but it's just like, oh, putting it in the world that we're familiar with really makes it weird and really makes it stand out and makes it fun and entertaining, because you're like, oh, like John Wick world, we can't relate to that. None of that is in the real world.
Yeah.
Even again, John Wick's awesome. I love it. But
yeah. No, I think there are scenes in John Wick where he's like fighting guys with axes in a nightclub and people are still dancing. Right? And it's like, that's a choice.
Yeah.
And I notice it, and it's like, that's not really the point of it. It's like to watch the choreography in this cool setting. But I like a movie that has me thinking about like, well, what would happen next? Or what happened because of this, you know? And like the Fast and Furious movies or whatever, it's like they destroy a whole town. I think Bad Boys 2 is the example that gets cited the most, because in Bad Boys 2, they go to Cuba and just drive a Humvee through an entire like town. And it's like, you went to Cuba and destroyed an entire town, and then we're like, we saved the day. And it's like, you drove a Humvee through people's homes. And so this movie never feels like it bites off more than it can chew, where it's like, we're going to fire guns in a party, people are going to get hit. Like,
yeah.
And that is, yeah, it feels effortful or like thoughtful, the same way that improv does, where it's like, oh, if you respond to this thing that's happening outside of the world that we've constructed, you remind the audience that like, this thing is weird. This is unusual. Like, people firing guns at a party does not happen a ton. I was just watching something where I can't remember what it was, but it was like, yeah, people were like shooting guns and people were screaming, and it's like, this is insane if this happened. Like, you're not actually portraying it at all.
Yeah.
Because it's happening on such a high scale that you're sort of going, don't worry about everything else. And it's like, but everything else is the only reason any of it matters.
Yeah. And also, the other, I mean, I know we don't follow the guy on stilts that gets shot or whatever, but I think the part of seeing a little bit of the consequence or like the outside of just the main that's fun is that like side characters in real life, you're still the main character of your own life.
Yeah.
So even if you're in the house where the gun's going off, you're not responding in relation to the A story. You're responding. So like you see these little things and little reactions because like everyone else is doing like everything else is processing as if they have to now take action.
Man.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
They're not just like bystander. No one's just a bystander in real life. Like even if you do like a very classic thing, like you're still in your head, like making choices and like responding how you would respond and commenting on it.
I purposely recorded these after writing the book because I didn't want to like be influenced by something and then write about it and then somebody be like, that was my idea. But and it's for this reason where it's like I was trying to like find the words or talk about what I like about his movies, and I focus on like the henchmen because they're always like 3-dimensional. But I think what you're suggesting is kind of the thing that I really like about it, which is like, yes, we're following these two characters, but in the world, everybody is the protagonist of their own story. And so you're telling, it's like, we're telling this story, but don't forget that these aren't extras in a movie. Like they are, they have their own A plot, and we're going to give you a hint of it to remind you that nobody is just sort of like, here to serve the main story.
Yeah. Like that bartender in the hotel has like a crazy story about those two guys that just talked about if they should go up and investigate a murder right in front of them.
Right.
Like who are asking around. And like, of course, the rest of his life is probably pretty normal, but he has this like, he'll tell that story for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And it's just such a small thing, but like he was like a guy, like you felt that he was a guy that was responding to what was happening around him. And you're like, oh, that's great.
Last thought?
Did you say last thoughts?
Yeah.
I just think it's like, I don't know, like, I can't think of any other examples, but every once in a while you just see one of those movies where you're like, this is a hidden gem. And no one ever, like, I don't know if any, I don't know how many, I've probably had less than 5 conversations with someone about Nice Guys. And it's like one of those things that's like too bad, I guess, because it's a good example of the kind of movie that I wish got made more often.
Yeah.
But also could have been made so poorly.
I think it's made poorly all the time.
I think you're right. So that's the other thing is like, how many buddy criminal movies are there?
I think part of the reason this movie maybe went under the radar is it came out almost around the same time as The Other Guys.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which had a little bit more of like, oh, this is Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. This is an Adam McKay movie. And that movie kind of like flopped. And so I think people like, even today, people are like, oh, I really liked The Other Guys. And then they're like, the Ryan Gosling one? It's like, no, that's The Nice Guys. Like, and The Other Guys is trying to make kind of the same point, but on a much bigger scale. It's like, oh, the pensions are wrapped up in Wall Street and we're all fucked. And everybody leaves that comedy going like, oh, I feel terrible. Like, and this movie is sort of going like, yeah, if somebody fires a gun, it's going to hit a guy on stilts. And you go like, yeah. Like they're kind of making the same point, but one made people feel bad. And then everybody was like, I think I saw that movie and it wasn't good.
They're mixing the two together.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And, but yeah, this type of movie gets made all the time poorly. And, I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of another thing that I sort of like thought a lot about is his movies are so set up in setups and payoffs, and reversals, but his life is like that, where it's like he did Iron Man 3 and then got a movie with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, and you would think, well, this is going to be a huge hit. And it's like, nobody saw it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, you can make the next Predator movie. And everyone is like, yes. And then that movie was very bad. And it's like, wait, oh no, what happened? So it's like this constant thing where you think like, yeah, this is going to, and you can look at his entire career and it's like, oh, he got paid $4 million for the Long Kiss Goodnight script. This is going to be huge. And then it like isn't big. And it's like, oh, and then he doesn't do anything for 9 years until he makes Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And it's like, this movie is awesome. And it's like, nobody saw it. Like, so then you're like, well, he's definitely done then. And then it's like, oh, he got to do Iron Man 3. He's back.
Yeah.
Like, it is a real season of Entourage sort of thing where it's like,
sorry. I was just going to say, like, how would you recommend this movie to someone? Other than just being like, trust me, it's good. Like,
that's kind of it. You kind of have to go like, trust me. This is like, if you haven't seen it, you'll have a good time.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking of like Edge of Tomorrow, which is another movie that I think is really good that no one saw. But you can just be like, it's like Groundhog Day only with aliens. And then you can like pique someone's interest.
Yeah.
But like, this is like, I don't know. It's like Ryan Gosling's really good. You like him, right? It's like, I don't know how I'd pitch this movie. Even when I was going to show it to Heather, I was like, I'm going to watch this for the podcast. And I was like, I don't know how to tell you that I'm pretty sure you like this.
Yeah. It's like, because on the surface, nothing you describe about it would make anybody who hasn't seen it want to see it. Right?
No.
Like, it got everybody who's like, oh, cool. A couple of guys like running around LA solving crimes. And then everyone else is like, no, thanks. And it's like, wait. Like,
yeah,
it is that, but the plot doesn't matter and they're fun to hang out with.
Yeah, it's super funny and they're like unique characters that you've never really seen before.
Yeah. It's true. You got anything else?
No. If anybody is listening to this or read your book that hasn't seen it, I hope this is the Nice Guys this could be the start of the Nice Guys Renaissance.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Because it's like, also with a guy like him where he has all these, like, you're never going to convince anybody that's like better than Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or Lethal. You know what like he has so many things that are like touchstones that I'm not disparaging. And so it's like when people like this have a movie that's like awesome, but like not one of his like 4 best awesome movies. Yeah. It's like really hard to be like, no, this is part of his awesome. This is like part of it. Like, it's he's got a little bit of like Pharrell or like Rick Rubin, where it's like, oh no, like if you like this, you'll like that. Like you may have not heard of this one, but it's like it's the same guy behind the boards. Like it's the same thing's going on, and like so that's my fun. Yeah. Oh. I hope at least one person tells you that they watched this because of your book or because of this podcast. That would be awesome. I hope so too. That would mean somebody listened to this or read my book. So that's the other thing. Yeah. You got anything you want to plug? I love We Improv and I teach classes there and perform there. So if you're listening to this and you're interested in taking classes at We Improv, definitely do that. Yeah, and come take a class with Wayland. And come see us perform with Bitchin'. Our schedule's all over the place now, but some Fridays. Some Fridays. You can come to We and catch Wayland and I on Putty most Saturdays. So if you loved this chemistry. Here's what I'd love. Somebody who read the book, then decided to listen to the podcast, and then discovered that you and I do improv in Los Angeles and came and watched the show. Oh, that's the order. Yeah. That would be great. Like, these guys do improv? Like I got a Shane Black fan somehow interested and shows up at We Improv. If you're that person, please come say hi to me because that'd be the craziest journey. Yeah. Oh yeah. Please come to the show, say hi to us.
Yeah.
Say that I discovered Putty through my love of Shane Black.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That's the dream.
That's the dream. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I'm really glad. As soon as I saw that you were looking for people, I was like, "Oh, I hope I can do next."
Yeah,
it was like immediately my first thought.
Yeah, thanks for doing it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
And that was Wayland McQueen talking the nice guys. If you stumbled upon this podcast by picking up the book, come to a We Improv show and let us know. The book is available anywhere you get books. And it's been a real blast getting to do this. I hope you've enjoyed listening to it. Thank you so much.